Daniel Ross had been awake for 36 hours straight, but he couldn't stop now. The cybernetics lab hummed with energy as his latest prototype came to life. Pieces of alien crystals sat next to circuit boards, and magical runes glowed beside digital displays. "Amanda, are you seeing these readings?" he called out to his colleague. Amanda Cole looked up from her computer, her eyes wide with excitement. "The quantum field is perfectly aligned with the magical energy flow," she said. "I've never seen anything like it. How did you do it?" Daniel held up a small device that looked like a mix between a smartphone and a magic wand. "I finally figured out that we were thinking about it all wrong. We shouldn't try to copy how the aliens channel magic. We need to create our own way." Keith Parker, their military liaison, walked into the lab just as the device began to glow with a soft blue light. "Please tell me that's supposed to happen," he said, only half joking. "It's working exactly as planned," Daniel smiled. "Watch this." He pointed the device at a metal cube on the testing platform. The cube slowly rose into the air, surrounded by a field of energy that showed up on both their magical sensors and scientific instruments. "A levitation spell," Keith said. "The aliens can already do that." "Yes, but look at the energy efficiency readings," Amanda pointed to her screen. Daniel's device is using 70% less power than traditional magical methods. And it's more precise. Watch. The floating cube began to spin, then split into perfect halves, then quarters, all while staying suspended in the air. Each piece moved in exact patterns, like a dance that followed mathematical rules. "Traditional magic relies on the mage's natural ability and years of training," Daniel explained. "Our device uses computers to calculate the perfect energy patterns. Anyone can use it, and it gives better results." Amanda pulled up more data on the main screen. "The quantum processor reads the local magical energy field, calculates the most efficient patterns, and uses the crystals to shape the energy. It's like having a magical supercomputer in your hand. And the best part," Daniel added, "is that it can learn. The more we use it, the better it gets at shaping magical energy. It's already finding patterns that even the alien mages didn't know about." Keith watched as Daniel demonstrated more features. The device could create shields, transform materials, and even heal small injuries. Each effect was precise, controlled, and used less energy than traditional magic. "The aliens aren't going to like this," Keith said. "They already think we're changing too much, too fast." "They might change their minds when they see the results," Amanda replied. "Look at this healing program. It combines their ancient healing spells with our medical knowledge. It works twice as fast and causes less pain." Suddenly, alarms started blaring throughout the facility. Red lights flashed as security systems detected unauthorized magical activity nearby. "Someone's trying to break in," Keith said, checking his tablet. "They're using high-level magic to get through our defenses." Daniel grabbed his prototype. "Let's see how they handle something new." They rushed to the security center, where cameras showed 3 figures in traditional mage robes attempting to breach the outer walls. Purple energy swirled around them as they cast powerful spells. "They're trying to steal our research," Amanda realized. "Those are conservative mages." Daniel aimed his device at the main security screen. Time to show them what human innovation can do. The prototype hummed to life, its quantum processors analyzing the attack spells in real time. Daniel's device created a new kind of shield, one that used the attacker's own magical energy against them. The conservative mages' spells bounced back, trapped in a loop of their own power. Within minutes, security teams had them surrounded and captured. "That was amazing," Keith said, staring at Daniel's device. "You didn't just block their magic, you turned it against them. No one's ever done that before." Daniel looked at his creation with pride. "This is just the beginning. Once we finish testing, we can start teaching others. Soon, Earth won't just be learning magic. We'll be showing the galaxy a whole new way to use it." Amanda was already analyzing the data from the defense system. The quantum magical fusion worked perfectly. I think we're ready to show this to the council. As they secured the facility, all three knew that everything was about to change. Humanity had just taken its first real step into a future where technology and magic worked as one. Michelle Howard stood before the Galactic Mage Council, her heart beating fast, but her voice steady. As Earth's diplomatic officer, she had to convince them that humanity's new techno-magic devices were a step forward, not a threat. "The test results speak for themselves," she said, gesturing to the holographic displays. "Our quantum-enhanced magical tools have improved efficiency rates across all schools of magic." Peter Nash, who had helped develop the commercial versions of the devices, stepped forward with a demonstration unit. "We've made magic more accessible, more reliable, and more powerful. Isn't that what all mages want?" Archmagister Xylith rose from his crystal throne, his face dark with anger. "You've turned sacred arts into common machinery. This is not progress. It is corruption." The great chamber erupted into argument. Hundreds of alien mages took sides, their voices echoing off the ancient walls. Some supported Earth's innovations, while others backed Xylith's traditional views. "Order." The head of the council called out, his voice cutting through the chaos. "We must discuss this calmly." But calm was hard to find. The council had split into two clear groups. The progressive mages saw the benefits of human technology, while the conservatives thought it would destroy their ancient ways. "Perhaps a demonstration would help," Michelle suggested. She nodded to Peter, who activated his device. The quantum magical tool hummed to life, creating a complex magical working in seconds. The same spell would take a traditional mage hours to prepare. "This device doesn't just copy magic," Peter explained. "It understands it. Look at how it optimizes the energy flows." He pointed to the detailed readings appearing above the device. "We can see exactly how the magic works, improve it, and teach those improvements to others." Some of the younger council members moved closer, fascinated by the display. One of them, a mage named Draconith, reached out to touch the device. "I can feel the precision," he said with wonder. "It's like having 1,000 years of magical knowledge in your hand." Xylith slammed his staff against the floor. "Enough. This human technology pollutes the purity of magic. Those who embrace it are no longer true mages." His words shocked the chamber into silence. He had just suggested throwing out half the council, everyone who supported Earth's methods. Michelle saw her chance. "With respect, Archmagister, magic itself doesn't care about tradition. It follows rules. Rules that we've learned to understand through science. We're not destroying magic. We're helping it grow." "She speaks truth," Draconith said. "I studied Earth's methods. They see patterns in magical energy that we never noticed. Their tools don't weaken magic. They make it stronger." The argument went on for hours. In the end, Xylith made a final declaration. "Those who choose to follow Earth's corrupted path are no longer welcome in the traditional council." To everyone's surprise, almost a third of the council members stood up and walked over to Michelle's side. Among them were many younger mages and even some respected teachers. "Then we will make our own path," Draconith announced. "Earth has shown us that magic can evolve. We choose to evolve with it." Michelle hadn't expected this outcome, but she acted quickly. "Earth welcomes all mages who want to learn our methods. We can set up new schools, research centers, places where magic and technology work together." Peter added, "Our doors are open to anyone who wants to understand magic better, whether they use traditional methods or our new ones." As they left the council chamber, Michelle knew that the galaxy would never be the same. The split had been painful but necessary. Earth was becoming a beacon for progressive mages across the galaxy, a place where the old and new could combine in exciting ways. "They'll come around eventually," Draconith said as they boarded their ship. "When they see what we can achieve together, they'll understand that change isn't always bad." Michelle smiled. "Until then, we'll keep moving forward. After all, That's what humans do best. Chris Morgan watched the alert signals flash across his command screen aboard the Earth Defense Station. As Space Force commander, he'd been waiting for something like this to happen. The conservative mages had finally made their move. Multiple magical portals opening. Laura Phillips called from her AI monitoring station. They're trying to bypass our outer sensor grid. Through the station's windows, Chris could see the space around Earth shimmer as dozens of alien ships appeared. Their hulls glowed with pure magical energy, a sight that would have seemed impossible just a year ago. They think we're defenseless against pure magic, Chris said, activating the station's new hybrid defense systems. Time to show them how wrong they are. Magister Draconith, who had defected from the conservative mages months ago, stood at Chris's side. They brought their strongest battle mages. This attack was long planned. Laura's fingers flew across her control panel, directing the station's AI to analyze the enemy formations. Their magic signatures are stronger than anything we've seen before. They're channeling power from multiple mages into each ship. But they're still using old patterns, Chris smiled. Predictable patterns. Laura, activate the counterspell eye. The space around Earth lit up as humanity's hybrid defenses came online. Satellites equipped with quantum magical generators created a web of energy that could detect and counter any magical attack. The AI systems Laura had developed could analyze and respond to spells faster than any human or alien mage. The first wave of conservative ships launched their attack. Beams of pure magical energy shot toward Earth, meant to disable the planet's technology. But they met something unexpected. Shield matrix holding, Laura reported. The AI is learning their attack patterns in real time. Each spell they cast makes our defenses stronger. Chris watched as the hybrid shields absorbed the magical attacks and turned them back on the attackers. The conservative mages had expected to find Earth protected by simple technology. Instead, they faced a defense system that combined the best of both worlds. Their ships are pulling back, Draconith observed. They didn't expect this level of resistance. But the conservative mages weren't done yet. Their ships formed a circle, combining their power for one massive spell. The space between them began to glow with blinding light. Energy readings are off the charts, Laura warned. They're trying to create a massive portal, big enough to drop an entire battle fleet right next to Earth. Chris pressed a button on his command console. Then it's time for our secret weapon. Laura, activate Project Mirror. The station hummed as special crystals, enhanced by quantum computers, lit up along its hull. These crystals had been grown in Earth's laboratories, designed to do something no traditional mage thought possible. Project Mirror online, Laura announced. Eye-targeting systems locked on their portal spell. The conservative mages completed their spell, creating a huge portal in space. But as their fleet tried to come through, Earth's defense system struck. The hybrid crystals caught the portal's energy and twisted it, turning the massive spell back on itself. Portal is inverting, Laura reported with excitement. Their own magic is being reflected back at them. The conservative fleet found themselves being pulled back through their own portal. Their carefully planned attack turned into a retreat. Their ships vanished one by one, pushed back to where they came from by their own spell. Draconith stared in amazement. You didn't just block their magic, you used it against them. That's impossible. Not impossible, Chris corrected him. Just new. We figured if magic follows rules, we can learn those rules and find new ways to use them. As the last enemy ship disappeared, Laura's screens showed the battle damage report. Earth's hybrid defenses had worked perfectly. Not a single attack had reached the planet's surface. Send word to all stations, Chris ordered. The conservative mage's attack has failed. Earth is safe. He looked out at the now quiet space around Earth, where human ingenuity had just proven itself against the galaxy's oldest magical traditions. And let everyone know, this is just the beginning of what Techno-Mages can do. Ryan Cooper stood in the new Global Magic Academy's main hall, watching students from 100 different worlds practice. with quantum-enhanced magical tools. As one of Earth's first Techno-Mage pioneers, he felt proud seeing how far they had come. "The latest enrollment numbers are in," Grace Turner said, walking up with her diplomatic tablet. "We have twice as many alien students as last month, even some from traditionally conservative worlds." The failed attack on Earth had changed everything. News of how human hybrid defenses had turned pure magic against itself spread across the galaxy. Now, even those who once feared Earth's methods wanted to learn them. "Archmagister Selenera is here for the demonstration," Grace added. She brought half the Progressive Council with her. Ryan nodded, checking his newest device one last time. Today's demonstration would show something that even Earth's allies hadn't seen yet, a completely new form of magic born from human science. The demonstration area filled quickly. Alien mages in traditional robes sat next to human scientists in lab coats. Archmagister Selenera, leader of the Progressive Mage faction, took her place in the front row. "My friends," Ryan began, "we've all seen how technology can improve traditional magic. Today, we're going to show you something different, something entirely new." He held up what looked like a simple silver ring. "This device doesn't just channel magic. It creates new forms of magical energy by combining quantum fields in ways that were never possible before." The ring began to glow, but not with the usual colors of magical energy. Instead, it produced patterns of light that shifted and changed like living things. "The quantum processors in this ring don't follow the old rules of magic," Ryan explained. "They write new ones. Watch." The light from the ring spread out, forming shapes no one had seen before. It could pass through magical shields as if they weren't there, transform matter in ways traditional magic couldn't, and create effects that even the oldest mages hadn't thought possible. "This isn't just a more efficient way to use magic," Ryan continued. "It's a whole new kind of magic, one that comes from understanding the deepest rules of both science and sorcery." Archmagister Selenera stood up, her eyes wide with wonder. "You've done it," she said. "You've actually evolved magic itself. In all our history, no one has ever created a new form of magical energy." Grace stepped forward, ready to handle the political side of things. "Earth is ready to share this knowledge with all peaceful worlds. We believe magic should grow and change, just like any other field of study." The alien mages crowded around Ryan's device, asking questions and taking readings with both magical crystals and scientific instruments. The new form of magic registered on both, proving it was real and controllable. "The Conservative Council called us heretics," Selenera said, addressing the crowd. "They said we would destroy magic by mixing it with human science. Instead, we've helped magic take its next step forward." Ryan demonstrated more features of the new magic. It could heal in ways normal magic couldn't, create materials that shouldn't be possible, and solve problems that had stumped mages for centuries. "Every student here will learn both the old ways and the new," he announced, "because understanding where magic came from helps us see where it can go." As the demonstration ended, Grace received an urgent message on her tablet. She showed it to Ryan with a smile. "The Conservative Council is asking for a meeting. It seems they want to discuss limited cooperation with Earth's magic programs." Ryan looked out at the hall full of humans and aliens working together, all excited about the future of magic. "Tell them we'll be happy to teach them, just like we teach everyone else who wants to learn." "The galaxy is changing," Selenera said, "and this time, the youngest race is leading the way." In the practice areas around them, students were already trying to copy the new magic, mixing human innovation with alien wisdom. The next generation would grow up knowing that nothing was impossible, not when science and sorcery worked together. William Foster stood on the bridge of the Stellar Explorer, Earth's first techno-magical research vessel. The ship hummed with the combined power of advanced technology and the new hybrid magic humans had created. "All systems are ready," he announced to his mixed crew of human scientists and alien mages. "Catherine, how are the sensors looking?" Catherine Bell looked up from her station, where complex magical and electronic readings filled multiple screens. The quantum magical sensors are working perfectly. We're picking up energy patterns that no one has ever detected before. The ship was headed for a region of space that traditional mages had always avoided. They called it the Dark Zone, a place where normal magic behaved strangely or didn't work at all. Magister Thalen, their cultural exchange officer, watched the main view screen with fascination. For thousands of years, we thought these areas were simply dead zones, but your sensors show they're full of activity. That's because we're not just looking for traditional magical energy, Catherine explained. She pulled up a new set of readings. Our hybrid sensors can detect new forms of energy that combine both magical and quantum properties. The Stellar Explorer moved deeper into the dark zone. Strange patterns of light danced across the ship's hull where its protective fields met the unknown energies of this region. "Look at this," William said, pointing to a cluster of readings. "These energy patterns, they're ordered, too ordered to be natural." Catherine adjusted her sensors, excitement growing on her face. "You're right. These are artificial patterns. Someone, or something, made them." "Impossible," Thalen whispered. "Nothing could live out here. Magic doesn't work in the dark zones." "Unless," William smiled, "they didn't use magic the way you know it. Maybe they found their own way to combine science and magical energy, just like we did." The ship's AI flagged a large structure floating in the darkness ahead. As they got closer, they could see it was covered in symbols that looked like a mix of mathematical equations and magical runes. "It's some kind of ancient research station," Catherine said, her xenoarchaeology training kicking in. "The designs, they're like a combination of technology and magic, but far more advanced than anything we've created." William ordered the ship to move closer. Their hybrid shields easily handled the strange energies that had kept traditional mages away for so long. "The station's still active," he noted, watching power readings spike on his displays. "After who knows how many thousands of years, it's still running." Catherine's sensors picked up more details. "The whole station is built on principles we're just starting to discover. Whoever built this, they understood the connection between science and magic better than anyone." "Not better," Thalen corrected her. "Just different. Like humans, they found their own path to understanding the universe." As they studied the station, more discoveries came quickly. They found libraries of data stored in crystals that were both technological and magical. The ancient builders had left behind their knowledge, waiting for someone who could understand both sides of their work. "This changes everything," William said, reading through the translated data. "These builders, they discovered dozens of new ways to combine science and magic, ways we haven't even thought of yet." Catherine looked up from her own readings. "And there are more sites marked in their database, more places where they built things using their hybrid science. The Council will want to study this," Thalen said. "Both the conservative and progressive factions. This proves that what humans are doing isn't new. It's a rediscovery of something very old and very important." William nodded, already planning their next move. "We'll need more ships, more crews trained in both sciences and magic. This is just the beginning of a whole new age of exploration." As the Stellar Explorer continued its mission, its crew knew they were part of something historic. Humans hadn't just changed how the galaxy used magic. They had helped rediscover a legacy left behind by ancient pioneers who had walked the same path. "Send word back to Earth," William ordered. "Tell them to prepare more hybrid ships and crews. The galaxy is full of wonders that neither pure science nor pure magic could find alone. It's time to see what else is waiting out there."